Okay. We are back. We are back. It's just overtime intermission, but it's some internet issues. We're about 3:30 away from overtime. Vegas wins Game 7 on Saturday. Montreal wins to the Stanley Cup Final. They go. 31 shots on goal for Montreal, 37 shots on goal for Vegas. Right now, though, doing the Suns game. So. First free throw made by the Phoenix player. Devin Booker had 40 points, 15 of 29, game 1, 5 of 16, and a field goal in game 2 and 20 points. And here he's not been as good, but also sidelined for most with a nose injury or whatever it was. And both free throws were made. They're down 11. Paul George shakes and bakes and sits up off the rim, rebounded, tapped up, and then finally Hunter with it. At the corner, on a 3 on its way, and then Johnson and the Suns with a 7-0 run in the last 127. 71-63, Clippers. They'll try a three-pointer and score, Morris! Morris! Clips by 11. Hi, Alexis. Get close to overtime. Remember, don't spoil. I am back. Some internet connection issues or whatever. My battery was really, really low too, so that might have also been what it was. They're passing the ball around. Batum, and then more passes. And then off of a three-pointer, tapped off the backboard, and then rebounded over for Phoenix. It's Booker. Booker's got it. Booker, crossover. Booker drive. Booker floater, he's fouled with 1:14 in the third quarter. And Suns down by 11. Sure, your prospect list. After the 2 free throws are done with Booker, I'm going to switch over to USA and we can prepare ourselves for overtime. We'll have the Clippers game again if we get to double overtime, if even that game would even be around or if we even get to that spot. The first free throw was made by Booker. Come on, Power's awesome. Item second, third, maybe fourth. And Booker scores again. 65-74, 74-65, Clippers up by 9. All right, let's go. Time for hockey. Time for overtime hockey. Another overtime. The puck drops here stream. Last night, it was an early overtime. The last overtime streams that we've had, thankfully for my mental stability, have been early. Well, I got to go for 5 minutes. You got to go in 5 minutes or you'll be back in 5 minutes?
How'd you get here? Ah, yes. Groceries. Earn points now to use on travel later. One of the many things you could expect when you're with Amex.
And sure, Alexis, is it like his speed? Is that the issue?
It doesn't ring the bell on Wall Street or disrupt the status quo. T-Mobile for Business uses unconventional thinking to help you realize new possibilities on America's largest, fastest, and most reliable 5G network. Plus customer experience that finds solutions in and first-class benefits like 5G with every plan. Network, support, and value without any trade-offs. That's T-Mobile for Business.
All right. We're ready. Again, no one spoil. Knights, who had the 2 banging goals. Montreal, who had the 2 incredible goals. Playoff teams, 31, shots for Montreal, 37 shots for Vegas. They know what's at stake. Montreal wins, they go to the final. Vegas wins, they'll have a chance to go to the final on Saturday with a game 7. And Montreal will have to make that plane ride all the way back to the deserts of Nevada. They do not want to do that. Only playoff overtime goal for Waugh. He had one. Only 2 overtime goals that have happened. 2 overtime games have happened both in this arena. Game 3 also went to overtime. This is the 3rd game of this series that has gone to overtime. Canadiens try to end the series. Vegas wants to extend it to another game. And Waugh, now the face-off won by Petrie. Petrie steps this up the middle, and this will be tipped on back, and it's icing against Montreal. Because he posted a video that's incredibly wrong. Aatu Ratti, I don't think there's a draft board on the face of the earth in the world, Alexis, that has Aatu Ratti at number 1. A lot of people think he's going to be a really good player, and there are a few people who have him top 10, but not number 1. Pass for Riley Smith, never went through to Carlson. There's a shot right off and tapped away about behind Carey Price. Kotkaniemi battling with Carlson. Knights playing for their playoff lives, of course. Step through. Knights never led. Trying to lead here to the final time in this game. Marchessault shoots this. Tipped wide away from the referee. Knights will backhand this through. Carlson. He goes down on his own doing. Kotkaniemi, but it's intercepted. Pietrangelo, a shot blocked. And out across. Pietrangelo, another chance and wouldn't go. Gallagher out to center. And the Canadiens try to steal this puck. And it'll be taken right off at the backhand. Over to Pietrangelo. Swept out behind the net. And the stick is lofted Petrie. Out through. Looks a chance in. And he will pick up his stick. Out back. Canadiens trying to set the puck down at will. It will take a roll. And it will not. No, it hit the net. Hit the outside of the net. I was going to say it will not take a Montreal bounce. And they blew a whistle for icing, but I can tell you that puck hit the net. That puck hit the net. It hit the side of the net, so doesn't that mean that it would not be icing? I hit his toe. That hit his toe. That's not icing. That hit his toe. That's not icing. Referees have to review this. That is not icing. That puck hit his toe. That puck absolutely hit his toe. Yep, Josh Richardson, I would be complaining. That hit his toe all the way down. Where's Weber? Not been up to hockey recently. Well, he's playing for Montreal. He scored a goal. But that's... And they messed up. I'm at Montreal. I would be angry. If they score on the right here, they're going to get... Now, the puck comes out, so no. But if they scored... The league office was going to get severely screamed at because you could clearly see that the puck hit Lehner's toe. Here's Stevenson back across. Pacioretty shoots. Oh, and a save by Price and the former Habs captain. What a great save. Anderson lost the opportunity on defense there, but Pacioretty just got everybody moving and then just didn't even wait. Just fired and shot for the overtime winner. And what a save by Carey Price. Nosek back through a shot. That one went off of Price as well. The Canadiens finally going to get this through an overtime dominated by Vegas. Up the middle, backhand, pass across, shot later. They score! They score! They score! They score! The Clarence Campbell ball is headed to Quebec. The Canadiens are going to the Stanley Cup Final! What a rush! And the former Blue hugs his goaltending counterpart of Carey Price. There's the coaching staff, Josh Richardson, Alexander Burrows, and the Montreal Canadiens are headed to the Stanley Cup Final. And that may have been Lehkonen And we'll have handshakes at the C and the H. As for the first time in 28 seasons, the Canadiens will play for the Stanley Cup. Martinez let this go, and yes, it's a save by Price, but I think it hit Gallagher. And then pass across, and yes, it's Terry Lehkonen to win the West. And Montreal will play either New York or the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup final. And from a personal, the puck drops here standpoint, that means we'll get Wales, Denmark on Saturday as a broadcast and not Game 7. The Canadiens have dispatched the Golden Knights. Knights were down 2-0. They came back. Well, down 1-0, then 2-1, and then they came back. He's a Blue Jackets and Oilers fan. But handshakes at center ice, and yes, Joe Micheletti, you're correct. Nobody picked the Canadiens to win, to get to the Stanley Cup final. Now they're 4 wins away from their 25th title. And again, the Knights lose in overtime in the Western Conference final. Last year it was in 5 games in the power play to Gurianov and the Stars. Here it's in 6 games in overtime to Lehkonen and the Canadiens. Most people pick the Canadiens to lose in the round 1, Aiden, like you and I, but they're headed to the final. And wow, Montreal. And there are the handshakes through. Carey Price. See the handshake he'll have with Robin Lehner. And there's Haig. There's Riley Smith. Tomasz Nosek and others, of course. There's Marc-Andre Fleury and Carey Price. We were waiting for that goalie matchup. We got it. And then the Quebecois Wah. And Shea Weber take a hug with Marc Bergevin. Marc Bergevin, who never played, who played Stanley Cup final once in 1995 with the Red Wings. He never won a cup. Got traded the year after. And Carey Price and all the Canadiens are going to the final. Carey Price will finally be going to the Stanley Cup final. And for the first time in Vegas Golden Knights franchise history, they have lost in a Game 6. They've lost in all different games you could lose in a series, and they lose in excruciating fashion. We are going to stay here on live stream as the Knights will leave to the locker room for the presentation of the Clarence Campbell Bowl to the Western Conference champion Montreal Canadiens. No. I should have said they've been in series. That's right. They've been in series. No, that's what I was going to say. They've been in 6-game series now, and won and lost. But no, they've never gotten swept. No, they've swept, but they've never gotten swept. So I was wrong with that. They've never gotten swept. But they've lost in 6. And here is the presentation of the Clarence Campbell Bowl now. Jamie Benn didn't touch it. Steven Stamkos touched the Prince of Wales trophy last year. What is Shea Weber going to do as they hand out the Western Conference champion hats to Montreal? Now, the question is, will Shea Weber touch the Clarence Campbell Bowl? And Michel Lebois will announce as the presentation of the Clarence Campbell Bowl here in Montreal. I would love it, GDD, if that happens. And here is Bill Daly. He will be in North Florida tomorrow to present the Prince of Wales trophy to either New York or Tampa Bay. And all of the Canadiens are gathered at center ice. And Shea Weber is going to, and I got to say, Mark Bergevin was so happy that now here's Shea Weber. Handshake with Bill Daly. Will he touch it? He's going to call the team over, and Shea Weber isn't even close to touching that trophy. They're going to all come over and let's look. For the team picture, Eric Stoll, who won the Prince of Wales once in 2006 with the Hurricanes in Game 7 against Buffalo. Not on your life. They're not going to touch the Clarence Campbell Bowl. They want the other one. They want the cup. So no touching of the Clarence Campbell Bowl. They're going to wait for the Stanley Cup, and there's going to be a party in Montreal tonight for sure. Tonight. And all of the management, they're going to come in for the picture as well for Montreal, of course, for the Canadiens as they sing Ole, Ole, Ole in Quebec. Also, Carl Gunnarsson retired, if you guys are wondering. That's kind of, it doesn't really matter, though. And, of course, all of that. And Montreal, everything they had to go through, they got through. And they are going Caulfield, yep, as mentioned, he scored all in this game. But Lehkonen will have the series winner, the overtime series winner, and this is how. Martinez's shot was blocked. It got tipped off the blue line, and then just a feed to the races. Great play by Gallagher. Another great play by that Danault or Perry. Danault, yes, and then Lehkonen, and there's Lehner going, oh, no. It was Fleury in net last year against Dallas. It's Lehner in net this year against Montreal. And Price headed to the Stanley Cup final for the first time. The first year he started, the team that knocked him out of the playoffs faced his hometown team in the final, the last Canadian team to get to the final, Vancouver. There's a Canadian team in the Stanley Cup final. It's Montreal. Yep. And Marc Bergevin, the French-Canadian native, former Blue and Red Wing, he going to the Stanley Cup final for the second time as a general manager this time, and there's the reaction in Montreal. On a French-Canadian holiday in Quebec, the Canadiens will go to the Stanley Cup final against either New York or Tampa Bay. And the Canadiens will exit the ice. Somebody will pick up the Clarence Campbell Bowl, as that was a big communion at the Montreal bench between Marc Bergevin and Carey Price. Marc Bergevin just congratulated Alexander Burrows. Alexander Burrows, a French-Canadian native, former Vancouver Canuck and Ottawa Senator. You know, he was traded to Ottawa to get to the final, and he didn't get to the final in 2017, but he got to the final in 2011 and all of that. He could win the cup if they win the cup against either New York or Tampa Bay. And there will be hockey in this building in the Stanley Cup final. The first ever Stanley Cup final game be in the building. Remember, the last Stanley Cup final game was Game 5 of the Stanley Cup final in 1993 in the Montreal Forum. They've never played a Stanley Cup final game in this building, in the Bell Center. Everybody talk about Bell Center. It's a hollow building. It's all this great memories. It's all the great champions. Well, they never won. They never won the Cup final here. They're going to get a Stanley Cup final game, Montreal. And since I'm in the YouTube hockey community, I got to say, post to post, congratulations. Your team is going to play for the Stanley Cup. We'll see you tomorrow night for Game 7 to see who will host Montreal in the Stanley Cup final. Will it be the defending champs, or will it be the Islanders trying to go to the Stanley Cup final with an even bigger drought for them? They haven't been since '84 when they played a Canadian team, Edmonton. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy hockey, everybody. Good night. We'll see you. Game 7, Lightning, Islanders tomorrow. We'll play the winner. We'll play Montreal. Good night, everybody. Happy hockey, everybody. Yeah, if you're going hockey YouTubers, that's true, Aiden.